How you doing? Uncle Lou here. Let's talk about some of these games today. I already talked a little bit about the Georgia game, so I'm not going to talk any more about that right now. Maybe make another post-game video for Georgia tomorrow. But let's talk about some of these other games today here. We'll start with the Alabama and Arkansas game. Wow. Arkansas hasn't won an SEC game in 2 years. They're pathetic and sad. Alabama, the last 2 years, has beat this team a combined score 104-0. They beat them 52-0 each of the last 2 years. Then Alabama goes out and squeaks by 14-13. Arkansas missed an extra point early in this game. Ended up being the difference. At one point in the third quarter, Alabama had -1 yard rushing for the game. Blake Sims looked terrible. You guys are getting kiffined. I've been telling you this forever. You know, everybody thinks it's just a joke. None of you Bammers want to believe it. But it's true. Lane Kiffin is not the answer. In fact, it's quite the opposite. Lane Kiffin is the problem. Do you have any idea how bad of a coach you have to be to make the Oakland Raiders worse? I mean, this guy, he destroyed Tennessee, destroyed Southern Cal, and now he's going to do it to Bama. He's a cancer. He's the Ebola of college football. There's no known cure for this guy. So get ready for more of the same, Bammers, of what you saw today. That's what you have to look forward to. He's just gonna destroy you from the inside out, and that's just a fact. Yep, so hashtag Fire Lane Kiffin is still alive and well. LSU, Florida. Now, LSU and Tennessee are in some sort of a strange pissing contest to see who can come up with the most creative way to lose. The winner today, Florida. Because Tennessee, of course, beat the brakes off of some team called Chattanooga. This is what Tennessee does. They beat these nobody teams, and then next week, I don't even know who they play next week. Whichever SEC team it is, though, they'll lose. That's just what they do. Florida, of course, hosted LSU down in the swamp today. Noodle Arm Driscoll to the rescue. Throws an interception towards the end of the game there. Which, of course, leads to the game-winning LSU field goal. LSU wins by 3. What was it, 30-27 or 27-24, whatever it was. Florida, how does Florida not have any playmakers or athletes on that team? How do you not have a running back? You're Florida. I don't get it. Jeff Driscoll's just a disaster and an accident waiting to happen. You got that one receiver, Robinson. I guess he's halfway decent. I don't know. But even your defense just looks pathetic. And then Hargraves goes down today. God knows how long he's out. So, but I will say this. Muschamp is doing a great job. It's not Muschamp's fault that there's no talent on that team. Muschamp just needs another 5 or 6 years to get some of his type of players in there. He's a great coach. I still think Muschamp's going to win Coach of the Year this year. Again, still alive. Hashtag support Muschamp. Still going strong with that. So good job, Florida, on choking away another win today. Appreciate that. Best team I saw today, Mississippi State. They just dominated the Barners. It wasn't even close. Just ran over them from beginning to end. Auburn did score some points late, a field goal or something, whatever it was. But I think the final score was 38-23. But Mississippi State just humiliated the Barners. In my opinion, they should be ranked number 1 when the polls come out tomorrow, ahead of Florida State. I know Florida State's the defending champion, but they haven't showed me anything. And spoiler alert, stick around to the end of this video. I have some possible news here on everyone's favorite rapist, Jameis Winston. But anyway, on to some other games here. Who else played today? Ole Miss walked the dog on A&M. This was a little bit of a surprise to me. A&M was at home and still just got dominated and humiliated by Ole Miss. So I guess these Mississippi schools are for real. I don't know, but if the West is so much better than the East, then why are all the West teams losing to the Mississippi schools? I don't know. I'm not a believer. I'm not sold yet that the West is that much better than the East. We'll see. But, you know, over here in the East, we keep our basement teams in the basement. What you guys have allowed Mississippi State and Ole Miss to do over there is just embarrassing. So, somebody over there, please beat the Mississippi schools. I don't get it, but anyway. How about those Dukies? That's right. Everyone's favorite basketball school beat Georgia Tech today. Now, of course, this was no surprise to anyone who's paying attention. Georgia Tech is not a legitimate team, and UNCLELOU's not the only one that feels that way. Ask yourself this: when was the last time this late in the season there was a team from a Power 5 conference that was 5-0 that was getting as little respect as Georgia Tech was? If you're watching this video, you might not have even known Georgia Tech was 5-0, but they were. The reason you don't know is because no one's talking about it, because no one cares, because they know it's just a matter of time before the wheels fall off of that 1931 Model T Ford that you idiots drive out onto the field before every game. But yeah, you guys went ahead and lost to a basketball school today, the Dukies. And let me just say something about this real quick too. Cormac the magician, the Georgia Tech fan what's on here, sir. You've been flapping your gums lately about this Todd Gurley situation, trying to pretend like you had some sort of inside information or knowledge about what was going on and why and who was behind it and things like that. You don't know what you're talking about, sir. That's evident. You prove that 2 or 3 times a week, however many times you upload a video. But if you guys don't know, he's been going around commenting on all the Georgia people's videos, hashtag Red Elephant Club, Red Elephants, on and on about the Red Elephants. If you don't know what this is an age-old wet dream. The Red Elephant Club is college football's version of the Illuminati, some secret organization in Alabama that controls everything that happens in college football. You know, a puppet master basically that pulls the strings, says who's going to win, who's going to lose, who's going to get in trouble, who's not going to get in trouble, who's going to get investigated by the NCAA, who's not, who's going to win the Heisman, who's not. You know, a Wizard of Oz type scenario. And, you know, you have to be a complete moron to buy into this kind of stuff, which Cormac the Magician apparently falls into that category. But anyway, when the situation broke with Todd Gurley, he spent 2 days patting himself on the back that he knew this was coming because the Red Elephants told him, and blah, blah, blah. And he read it on Reddit. And blah, blah. Look, any 9-year-old can peruse Reddit all day long. What does that prove? It proves nothing, sir. You didn't know what you were talking about. UNCLELOU told you that from the start. You didn't want to listen. The Todd Gurley situation has nothing to do with your make-believe Red Elephant Club. It's nothing more than a memorabilia dealer in North Georgia who's pissed off because Todd Gurley was signing stuff for somebody else. That's all there is to it. End of story. He got mad. He videoed Todd Gurley signing some stuff for somebody else. On top of all that, this guy's a huge Florida fan, so he's trying to do whatever he can to get Todd Gurley kicked off the team or suspended for the Florida game. Period. That's all there is to it. It has nothing to do with a Red Elephant Club or some secret organization, some college football new world order in Alabama. You're just to buy into this kind of stuff, you're just, showing your stupidity. These types of conspiracies appeal to the lowest common denominator of human beings, sir, and you fall right into that category. Just an embarrassment of a person, in every possible way. But, searching for respect on YouTube by claiming to have some sort of inside information of a Red Elephant Club that got Todd Gurley. Whatever. You're pretty much useless. How about this? The Blue Elephants got you, sir. You lost to the Dukies. Just humiliating. And real quick, on Jameis Winston here. There may be something that comes out next week regarding some things with Jameis Winston. Now, exactly what's going to happen, I don't know. I'm not like Cormac. I'm not going to pretend that I have some sort of inside information or anything like that. This is just something. I have a few friends here that are Florida State fans, and I know some people that are plugged into the situation down there. And there's some things that might come out this week about Jameis Winston involving 4 specific charges against him. Now, these aren't going to be criminal charges. These are going to actually be violations of the student conduct policy at FSU. So they'll be civil matters, actually, internal FSU matters. But a hearing will be held this coming week involving Jameis Winston and four issues of student misconduct. Two of those 4 issues involve sexual misconduct. Now, there's a few different theories floating around about if or for how long or when he'll get suspended. The athletic department at FSU is doing everything in its power to try to put this off till after next weekend's game, because of course they play Notre Dame next weekend, which is their only remaining game on their schedule. After that, it's just ACC teams, which the ACC is complete garbage. So I'm not sure who's going to win this battle, if it's going to be the higher-ups at FSU or if it's going to be the athletic department. We'll see what happens, but just keep your eyes and ears open next week. You should be hearing something about this Jameis Winston situation. We'll see what happens, but anyway, good day of college football today. I'm sure I didn't touch on all the games, but I just wanted to mention a few. But anyway, yep, the Dogs won. Georgia Tech lost. And Cormac, there is no college football boogeyman, sir.